Thanks and honor. I want to dedicate this song to our godmother, Beverly Broadus Green. When we got the call that God had called you home, we was crushed. We miss you. We miss you more than words can say. Thanks and honor, thanks and honor. I remember when you introduced us to your sons, Chairmen and Snoop Dogg. Bing. Thanks and honor, thanks and honor. We had a good time at your 70th birthday party, yeah. Laughs, fun times. That's the last time we spent with you. Great moment. Thanks and honor, thanks and honor.
Hey. Yes, sir.
Thank you for believing in me and my wife Lucinda, yeah. Thanks and honor, thanks and honor, thanks and honor, thanks and honor. At your home going, we met Papa Snoop. We've been building and doing good things. I just wanted you to know, lady in red, thanks and honor, thanks and honor, thanks and honor, thanks and honor. Thank you for being a part of our organization all the way until God called you home. Thanks and honor, thanks and honor. Thanks and honor, thanks and honor, thanks and honor, thanks and honor. We miss you. We miss you more than words can say. We miss you. We miss you. We miss you more than words can say. We miss you. We miss you more than words can say. We miss you. We miss you. We miss you more than words can say. We miss you. We miss you.
Welcome to another episode of God Bless My Dream. This is me, and this is your host, Big J, and I got a very, very special guest today. Not only is this man known in Arizona, in many counties in Arizona, but this man is worldwide. Not only is he worldwide, but he's done so many things with the prison reform, with politics, with music. It's insane. I'm introducing the one and only, the streets don't love you back, CEO Rob Boyd.
Yes, sir. Thank you, my brother. And it's a blessing and honor to be on your show, nephew. You know I don't really give interviews, but you're my nephew, so I said let me go ahead and do this for my people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's very much so appreciated, man, because I really, really wanted you on the show, man, because there's so much information that you can give out to people who are lacking in these streets, but we going to go into a whole lot of that. But, let me start with the basics, man. Let the people know where you from.
Well, born and raised, coming up in Detroit, and been away from Detroit almost 40 years now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So with The Streets Don't Love You Back, what got you started with The Streets Don't Love You Back?
Well,
the humble beginnings, man. Walk me through the journey, the intro. What gave you the idea?
Well, to be honest with you, I had the idea in 2008. The Streets Don't Love You Back name, I had that. But then God blessed me with someone that I didn't have. That was my Queen Lucinda. Once God blessed me with her, we cranked up the Streets Don't Love You Back organization in 2009 of May. And then from that point, I've already knew what I had, And then we started the Streets Don't Love You Back radio show that June of 2009. And then we started the Streets Don't Love You Back clothesline. And the rest was history, and we started doing the prison reform. She started doing a newsletter, and I started sending it in to the people that I knew in the prison system. And the rest, people started letting other inmates know, and they started writing and wanted the newsletter sent to them. So that's how that portion of the game went.
And he's dripped down right now with The Streets Don't Love You Back. He got the shoes, he got the shirt, he got the hat. Man, you gonna have to hook me up with one of them shoes too, man. You gotta have.
You got that coming.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you was talking about prison reform. So The Streets Don't Love You Back started first, and that's what got you into prison reform.
Yeah, once we started shooting the newsletter inside the prisons, inmates started asking for resources. So one day in 2015, my queen came down and told me, she said, I wanted you to look at this, and she had put together the Streets Don't Love You Back Life Skill Intervention Program. I was shocked but not shocked because she's always working on something, and she felt that the organization needed a curriculum that we can send inside the prison. So we made that curriculum free to inmates across the country, and that's what happened. And we're in a total of 168 prisons around the country, and we did that ourselves with the inmates who help us.
And shout out to Queen Lucinda, man, for real. Such a wonderful woman. Such a wonderful woman. And I know you've done major things in Arizona as well. I even got to meet some of the young men that you've changed their lives, and they've moved on and done beautiful things after they then went through the Streets Don't Love You Back program. Do you always, I bet you got a lot of people that keep up with you, always giving you thanks about what you've done for them, huh?
Yeah, a lot of people do that, and me and my queen appreciate that. We ain't into the photo ops and things like that. We just love doing the work, and that makes us happy, and it helps other people, and that's all that matters to me, is that me and the individuals know who we help.
Man, that's such a wonderful thing, man. That's such a wonderful thing. Shout out to Amps Magazine one time, that The Streets Don't Love You Back has all their listings in. So make sure y'all check that out with Amps Magazine one time. And how did you build a relationship with Amps Magazine? Because I actually know Crystal, and Crystal is a very young, very good person. I've done the business with the Maricopa Music Festival as well. And I think Kenya is involved with that as well. And they do great work over there. So what got you involved with them?
Well, I've been knowing them a very long time. So that's what a lot of people don't know. Like I just said, I'm not around here taking pictures and photo ops and things like that. Been knowing Crystal and Kenya for a while, and we have a great relationship. My queen have a great relationship with Crystal and them as well. And, I just like, once again, man, I just like making moves and doing my thing and not doing all that talking. I like to just make it happen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because it's a whole lot of people out there that want to bore you with that talk and their ideas, but it's very, very few people getting it done. And one major thing that you don't even, it's, you know, the fact that you were able to get it done just shows how high of a magnitude that you're on when it comes to doing business and music, because we gonna get into music. But, you know, I just want to start with this JPay, man. He got his music on JPay for all the real ones to be able to listen to his music as well. And that's so big, especially when you working with prison reform, because it seems like everything's just working out, man. It seems like God just had everything just come all together, man. It seems like everything's just working out, man. So how'd you get JPay involved? How did you get your music on there?
Well, once again, I had to take it back, nephew. When God blessed me with my queen, man, that just made my life whole, and I was able to really take care of my business like I've always been doing. But when I got with her, it was like real business, because she was about business, and she takes care of the front office, and I take things to the streets. So I had been trying to get my music on JPay for 3 years.
Wow.
And just a week ago, inmates had started sending me emails on JPay, and they said, "Man, your music is finally on JPay," and they was very happy and
yes, sir,
ordering the music. So it's like now that my music is on JPay, I will take some of them funds, you know, when that money come through, and revamp that over into the organization, and still purchase the Streets Don't Love You Back Life Skill and Intervention Program booklets, and you know, just steady keep helping the inmates, and steady keep helping people, period, out here in the free world as well, because our program is also in the court system and the county jail system. So I'm just grateful, man, to what God has allowed me to do and blessing me with the queen. That's all I had been missing out of my life right there, you know, because I've always been a businessman. But when you lack something, God is not going to bless you with the whole thing until he give you what you really need. So what I needed was her, and so the rest is history.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's a beautiful thing. So how long have you been doing music? Has music always been something that you were interested in, or is that something that just came about in the walk in your journey?
No, I've been doing music all my life, you know. It's just that I never took music real serious because I was doing other things that wasn't right. But in the last 8 years, I've been taking music very seriously. I've been recording my own music and doing my own thing. I want to give a shout out to my personal producer, Jack the Mac. He's the guy who bring all my ideas to life. When we're in the studio, I start the singing, and he bring it to life for me. So I want to give my nephew Jack much love and respect for always making that happen for me. So we got a total of 17 singles out, you know what I mean, that we're pushing. And I'm just grateful, man, you know what I mean, because God done gave me a lot, you know. And like they say, much is given, much is required. So I make sure I always don't forget the underdog, don't forget where I come from, and I always don't forget the loss.
Man, that's such a beautiful thing, man. That's such a beautiful thing. And for those who don't know, in the beginning, the song that we played as the intro is yours truly, your own Rob Boyd. And it's a very, very special record as well, because it has something to do, actually, it is everything to do with she was the chairman, you know, rest in peace, but Snoop Dogg's mother. How did you get Snoop Dogg's mother to be involved with the Streets Don't Let You Back?
Well, that's a good question right there. My queen meant moms first, and that was on the Facebook. And from that point, we had moms on our radio show.
Yes, sir.
And then her and my wife got to communicate more. And then we went to California to meet her in person. So that's how that became about. And then my wife did her book, Real Love.
Wow.
Yeah, so my wife edited Mom's book, And that's how we built that relationship with moms. And then she became a board member on the Streets and Love You Back organization. And she was a board member all the way until she passed last year. God rest her soul. Yeah, we love and miss you, Mom.
Yes, and please give me her name again. What's the name again?
Miss Beverly Broadus Green.
Yes. Truly a great woman. So you were telling me a little bit about something before that you won the humanitarian award, correct?
Yeah, me and my wife won the humanitarian award in 2015, and our moms came to Arizona, to spend some time with us to get that award. But then she found out her son Snoop was performing at the Wire in Scottsdale, and she wanted to go.
Wow.
So we took moms, and moms introduced us to Snoop, and that was a great and thankful moment for us, And at that time, moms, she said it was time for us to meet Snoop. We had been with moms for a few years.
So you got to meet Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
The D-O-double-G.
Yeah, through his mom.
Yes, sir.
So that right there meant more to me and my queen than a manager or someone like that. This is the woman who had him. So that meant the world to us right there. And that night, I gave Snoop one of the Streets and Love You Back wave caps.
Yes.
And this one I just started learning about Instagram. And I woke up that next morning and I jumped on Instagram and Snoop had the wave cap on his Instagram page. So
I remember seeing that too.
I woke the queen up. I said, "Oh man!" I said, "Snoop got the wave cap on," and so it was a very exciting moment, man.
Yeah.
And then Mom said,
It's love all
that was
around.
very nice. Yeah, So it was great, man. And then what people don't know, it's just more than Snoop. Mom's introduced us to all her sons, which is Jerry.
Wow, so she got other sons.
Yeah, Jerry.
I didn't know Snoop Dogg had brothers.
Yeah, Jerry is the oldest, then Snoop, and then their baby brother Bing. So Mom's introduced us to all her sons. So, that was a great thing. So we didn't meet them through people in the street. We met them through the woman who had them.
Man.
So that's where that song Thanks and Honor came in at, because, we was real close with moms. And like I said, she'd come to Arizona. She'd stay at our home sometime. And then she had other people here in Arizona. She would stay at their home as well. So it's just like, man, we built a great relationship, man. And we went to the home gun as well. And we met Papa Snoop,
Oh yeah, so that was the homegoing. That's where you got to see Snoop again. I remember seeing pictures of that, some pictures on that on social media.
Yeah, well, I got to see everybody again, Jerry, Snoop, and Bing, and the family as a whole, and it was just great.
She
man.
really trusted you. You really formed a bond and a trust with them to be able to mourn with them and in such a delicate moment. That's not a lot of people get to do that.
Yeah, well, it's like moms put that together, and that was just a thankful moment, with her being in our life. And that's where I was sitting down one night and I said I was going to write a song and dedicate it to moms, and that's where the Thanks and Honor came in at. Because once again, she is the one who introduced us to our kids. Nobody didn't introduce us to our kids. She did that.
And it's real when moms introduce you. You feel me? When moms introduce you, it's real. And I love that hook too. That how it go is thanks and honor. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because that's real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Forever indebted to that, man. Wow, that's such a wonderful thing, man. Rest in peace. So, I hear you got a new documentary coming out. But before we even go to the new documentary that you got, tell the people about some of the documentaries that you already have. Because I know you done the Detroit documentary where you explained a lot of things in that, and that did very successful. So walk them through a little bit of that and then get into the new documentary that you got coming out.
Well, so several documentaries that's out there, that I chose to participate in to tell the real. But the documentary we have now is Trapped in the Hood.
Yes.
And we have 1 through 7 series ready.
Oh, so
And
it's already done.
yeah, 1 through 7 series.
Oh,
but
so y'all just gotta get it you just gotta put it out there.
it's already out there.
Wow.
Also, we're going to be filming some more episodes to that because that's a series, you know. We're going to have Papa Snoop on one of the series, so we'll be filming him as well on one of the series, and a few other people as well. So we're just putting a lot of things together for this year. But once again, I'm just thankful of all God done gave me.
Wow, that's wonderful, man. That's so wonderful. So Trapped in the Hood. So what is it going to be about? Because I know that it, you know, I could kind of tell by the name, but what is it like? Some of the things that the people can look forward to. Like, what are some of your favorite moments? You know, I don't want you to drop too much because I definitely want the people to go check that out. But what's some of your favorite moments or some of the moments that people can look forward to when they press play?
Well, you know, a lot of people is trapped in the hood because a lot of people trying to find a way out. And a lot of people never find a way out.
Never.
And then you have a few that finds their way out. You know, like me, I found the way out, you know. So that's another story within itself right there.
Yeah.
I come from gang banging and selling drugs and things like that. And a lot of my homies didn't make it out. You know, they died very young, you know. So it's a lot of particular parts that go with Trapped in the Hood, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to ask you this. How did y'all come up with the gloves for The Streets Don't Love You Back?
Well, once again, my queen came up with that. You know, the gloves. We got involved with boxing many years ago. You know, her family was in boxing for a lot of years. You know,
nice.
Her Uncle Al started the boxing thing way back in the day, and her Uncle Al passed. So we started working with her cousin, going to do the boxing thing, and my wife would record and things like that. So, you know, it was a beautiful thing, yeah. So she came up with the boxing gloves, and we had our own boxing canvas that used to be in the ring with the boxers as well.
Wow. So y'all had their own canvas, too, that they could fight on. That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
Man, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. And I swear, you so connected. You know so many people. Because I remember, because I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. And I remember when I went back home to go visit for a while, you kind of put me on some good people down there that showed me some love. Like, you even know some radio people down there and a whole bunch of people that's getting things involved. How did you meet so many people? Was it just being in the industry for so long and working with the prison reform that you just built healthy relationships?
Well, I started building relationships with people when I was a young boy.
Because it's important to network, huh? Because I feel like a lot of people don't understand, because that's what I'm trying to get to. A lot of people don't understand the importance of networking.
Well, see, me, my thing is bigger than networking, you know, and I break that down to you. If I meet you, I like to build a relationship. See, you can network with anybody, but building relationship with people, that's what I do. You know, I like longevity relationships. So I'm the type of individual, I don't like to just meet anybody. You dig? If I meet you, I want to build something with you where we can help each other.
Yes, sir. We can grow. Yeah.
I don't just want to meet you. You know, I don't want to just meet anybody because everybody is not about business and everybody is not about taking care of business. So I don't involve myself with all that. Like I said, I know a whole bunch of people, and we're not around here taking pictures and putting up photo ops on social media. You know, I know major people in a lot of areas. I get the work done. That's all that matters to me.
That's a beautiful thing, man. That truly is. So tell the people how you got involved with politics.
Oh, I got involved with politics through my homeboy, Steve Smith.
Okay.
You know, Steve is a good friend of ours. He was a senator, and we just started talking one day, you know, and the rest was history, you know. Then I got involved with the mayor, you know, the sheriffs, and, you know.
You so connected, man. You know everybody, man.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Yeah, I just started working with everybody, man, the judges and everybody to help the kids, you know. And that's when Steve helped us get in the Arizona prison system with the program, you know. So I want to give Steve a much love and thanks for that, because he's the one introduced that to the Arizona correctional facilities. So our program been in there for a very long time as well, you know. That's
what's up. So I'm sure, you know, you deal with young and old, you know, with some of the young crowd that comes in that you meet, what do they have to do to complete the Streets Don't Love You Back intervention program? Or yes.
Well, we give you the booklet, and you go through the booklet, and then at the end of the booklet is a test. You take that test, and then you give it to us, and then we'll give you a certificate of completion. And that's in the court system that we work with as well. And inside the prison walls, inmates, they keep the booklet, they take the test at the end of the booklet, and we send the certificates in. Also, we deal with certain case managers in several prisons where we just send all the booklets to the case manager, we send all the certificates to the case manager, and the case manager send us all back the enrollment forms. So they will know exactly what inmate went through the program, because they keep an enrollment form, and we also keep enrollment form. So we can go through our file and say, okay, well, so-and-so in this prison went through the program, and they can check their file, say, oh, yeah, you're correct. So, yeah, you know, we know exactly who goes through our program.
Oh, that's wonderful. And the course, they recommend you guys to these people. Like you like on the top of the list. They be like, hey, if you want to come, cause what is the idea of doing the intervention program? Like, what does that do for the inmate? Does that cut some of their time down, or does that get them into a job quicker? Or what's some of the things that is a benefit for them once they complete your program?
Well, the benefit for them is that it's a lot of sectors on that program: anger management, you know, self-control, you know, things like that. So you might have an anger management problem that you need some help on. So when you go through that program, it's all there in the booklet, what you need to be doing, how to maintain that down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Low self-image, you know?
Yeah, because a lot of them, they all got that, huh?
Yeah, you know, drugs, you know what I'm saying? You might be a person that's on any kind of drug, you know? Hey, this is how we can correct that problem, you know? See, so it's like we all make mistakes, but them mistakes can be corrected if you want help on it, and that's what the program does. And what people don't realize is that even though the inmates complete the program, we still keep close in touch with them on the JPay, and they let us know how they doing from day to day, because some of these inmates are lifers that's never getting out, you know.
Wow.
And we also work with the Lifers Association. Wow. So we work with a lot of different organizations within the prison system as well. You know, we work with a lot of the gang members, you know, a lot of the ex-gang members, you know. So it's so many sectors that we work with in that prison system, man, you know.
Yeah. What is it like talking to someone who's doing life? Like, you know, do you got to constantly motivate them? Because I'm sure they can go into dark places sometimes with thinking, you know, because doing life is very complicated and hard. You know, how supportive do you got to be for people like that?
Well, you got to be straight supportive far as from me and the Queen's perspective, because a lot of inmates, they family members fall off. And they don't hear from their family members no more, you know what I mean? So you got to look at sectors like that. And a lot of times an inmate just want to know that somebody care. You see what I'm saying? And that they can shoot you an email, and you're shooting one back, you know what I mean, and uplift that spirit. So it's just about letting them know that you're there, you know, and as long as we breathing, we're going to be there, because this is our passion, and this is what we put our money towards, is helping inmates and people out here in the free world as well.
Wow. You and Queen Lucinda is really doing y'all thing. I tell you, that's a wonderful thing. How many Streets Don't Love You Back programs are in the United States? Or how many prison systems, better yet, do you work with throughout the United States?
Right now, the number always growing. So right now we're at 168 right now.
Wow.
But we started in 0.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy. So y'all really be on top of this, man. There's so much going on, man, with 100 and how many? 100 and what?
168 total.
168, man. That is a lot.
And remind you, we started in 0.
That's crazy.
So, and, we do this with our own money, man. Don't nobody give us nothing. It's like, once again, like I told you, man, God give us what he needs us to have, man. And much as he give, much as is required. So I will never forget the loss. I will always maintain my relationship with the inmates behind the walls and the homies out here in the streets and the homegirls, man, because this is what we do for real. We're not around here taking pictures and photo opping. We're about helping the people, man, and that's the bottom line.
Yes, sir. That's what's up. And this man does so many things, man. And I just want to tell you, like, because I know a lot of people tell you this, but, this show is definitely about talking about people's accomplishments, people's come-ups, and people's goals. And, I just really want to just salute you for that, man, because there's not a lot of people out there that's willing to put themselves on the line, dedicate themselves, be consistent, and really keep up with these people, man, because these are really people who really, really need that support. And I feel like in the United States, they do a really good job with turning their back. And I feel like they do a really good job with trying to downplay and demean people like that. So it's so good for these people to go to you and have someone to lean on. But you also do other things. You also do book bag drives, and you help out with the school system. So walk me through that as well, man, because he care about the ones that's outside of it as well, man. He does not with people who's inside of the cage. He work with people that's outside of it. So how'd you get into doing the book bag drives, man? And do you do this every year?
Well, we did that for 12 straight years.
Wow.
We gave away thousands of toys to underprivileged children, thousands and thousands of backpacks as well. And as you know, me and my queen the one do this, just me and her. It's
sir.
Whole team of people doing anything. People might think it might be because how I move and how she move. But me and her did all this, and we continue to do all this ourselves. In the last year or so, we slacked up as far as the toy drives and the backpack drives because it's so much we do, man.
Yeah.
And the prison system and the prison reform keep us so busy.
Yeah.
Is that we don't have time for that part, because there's a lot of other people doing that as far as toy drives and backpack
Book bag
drives.
giveaways, yeah.
But it's not many that's helping the lost.
Mm-hmm.
You dig where I'm coming from?
Absolutely.
So my focus in the passion, man, is prison reform and helping young kids not get into the prison system. So this is what we mainly concentrate on now. You dig what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Educating against gangs, drugs, violence, and abuse to making better choices. See, so we feel that is more important now on the high agenda. It's helping you not go to prison, helping you when you get out of prison, not return back to prison. So them is our major things that we truly passionate about, man.
So if you could look a young man in his eyes right now that's in bad conditions we come from, the black community in general usually tend to come from. And he just feels like maybe he's a little hopeless. Maybe he feels like his community is the only thing that really guides him and helps him to make his choices. What would you say to that young man to keep him out of prison, to keep him from making bad choices that a lot of people tend to make?
Well, first of all, I would tell him to make sure he goes speak to someone in his community that's about communicating with people and helping youngsters make great choices, because you have mentors in these communities that done been through that lifestyle and that can guide you away from that lifestyle. But you also have to be willing to listen and willing to do what's necessary to stay away from that. Just like the old folks say in the old days, you can lead a horse to the well, but you can't make him drink it.
For real.
But we can plant the seed now, And if you still feel you want to jump off the bridge now, you still going to do that. But the bottom line is that we have to be more encouraging to these youngsters than I see a lot of people do out here, you know. Once again, you have a lot of people that say they do this and say they do that, but I don't see it.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I see a lot of photo ops than I see a lot of people putting in work.
Yes. So why do you think some of these people make these choices in the first place? Because I know some people think it's the media, it's the cool thing to do, is it the music? What do you think is the reason why it's just something that is so popularized in these communities? Why do you have an insight or a perspective on why you think people turn to that lifestyle in the first place?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that question because just last week, me and the Queen was talking about that, and I was telling her that it's a lot of youngsters, when they're born into this world, if you born to damage people, and I'll break that down for you, if you born to damage individuals who never got help themselves on low self-image and problems and things like that, what are you going to bring into this world? Because you're going to bring damaged kids into this world because the environment that they're living in that's all they're going to see.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So if that's all that child is seeing from birth, by the time that child grow up, we have another damaged individual.
Product of their environment.
You know, so we have to work on that. You know what I'm saying? We have to work on not just only educating, but we have to sit down and be a true example at what we say we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not just, once again, taking pictures and saying I'm doing this and I'm doing that, but you're truly not doing the work. See, God knows who's doing the work.
Yes, sir.
And he knows who's taking pictures.
Yes, sir.
See, so I love the work.
Yes.
Me and the Queen love the work we do.
Yes.
We don't care about taking no pictures with anybody.
Yes.
Period. We don't care if you're a billionaire, a millionaire, whatever. I love doing the work, bruh.
Yes.
And I put my own bread up to do the work.
Yes.
Bottom line.
That's a wonderful thing, man. Because I can even kind of contest to that. You know, just following the lead of examples is so important in these communities, because I even remember, like, for myself coming up, I feel like, you know, some of the things that me and my mother went through is like when you constantly struggling, and then it seemed like, you know, your homies is pulling you into things that you feel is fun, but at the same time, it could get you in a whole lot of trouble. And then you go home, and it almost seems like sometimes the street life is like an escape. You know, like you'll be going through some things at home. You know, you don't want to see your mother crying, or you don't want to see that we can't pay the bills. So you try to hang with your homeboys outside and try to get away from that. But then they pulling you into something that's much worse, little do we know. Because it's kind of crazy how it starts off as being fun, just being bored, just going outside, and then ends up being something way much more than that. And you know, I just feel like that's just something that I feel like we do need as a community. It's more examples, more leaders, more people that stand on what they really believe in. Because I feel like, you know, some of these artists, I feel like, you know, they say one thing and do another. They saying that, you know, we need change, we need examples, we need to big up our communities, we need our own this, our own that. But yet we going back into the music and downplaying ourselves. So it's like, you know, we definitely need examples, more like Rob Boyd, who stand on what they do, who's not trying to do it for the media, who's not trying to do it for entertainment, who's not trying to do it to get likes. It's just truly doing the work.
And that's the bottom line, man. And it's like I see so many of these youngsters, they get into the music business. They never been a gangbanger ever in their life. But you want to wait till you get to be a millionaire to want to be a gang member.
Right.
And you want to be associated.
Right.
See, real gang bangers, where I come from, you know, I started gang banging at 10 years old and selling drugs, but I never talk about that life because that life don't mean nothing to me. You feel me? That was the life that I once did, but I don't glorify that life. You feel me? So we trying to get out. Here you go, you come from a nice family. Now you make a few dollars. Now you want to be a gang member and associate with gangs? Is you crazy?
Right.
You know what I mean? So them the guys I don't respect. And I don't respect these guys out here that was gangbangers, and now they trying to feed off that with the young homies. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at all of them like straight fools, man. You feel me?
Real talk.
Gang banging and selling dope, man. Them two are the oldest failures in American history. You never win. Period. That done been showed all through history. They got to sell for you, your homeboy, your homegirl, and everybody else. You ain't gonna never win in that game. Yeah. So it don't make sense to be blessed to get out the hood. Then all of a sudden you still want to take that over there to what God done blessed you to get out of.
Yeah.
So I don't understand that philosophy.
Right.
You feel me?
I feel that too, because it's like, even like with some of these rappers, like you said, they wait to get on just to be gang members. And it's like some of them even use the gang life to get the likes, to get the notoriety, to get more people to visit their page, to see their music. And I just feel like that's so toxic. It's like, why would you use a gang, people who really dedicating their life to that, and you join it just so you could benefit off of it? And then it's even some situations where some people even rat out once they get into that game. And I feel like I don't necessarily respect people like that, because it's like, don't get into something that you're not willing to fully be involved with. When the courts start getting involved and yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? So I also want to ask you this, because you work with prison reform and all of that. There's a thing going around with RICO Act. And RICO's always been around, but it's kind of resurfacing in the hip-hop world. And it's resurfacing because they got something what we call now hip-hop police. And a lot of people been getting locked up under this RICO Act, such as Young Thug, Gunna. Can you let the people know that don't know how the RICO Act works?
Well, the RICO Act, man, to be honest with you, that act started way back in the 80s when the major drug dealers was around, and the feds had to get them on the RICO law, you know what I mean? And that RICO law could carry a life sentence.
Yeah, it can get you and your homeboys.
Yeah, you know, so it's like now in the police thing, far as the hip hop police, you know, that started in the 90s. You know,
listening
what I mean?
to records and then trying to indict people off of it.
No, not trying was. You know what I mean? So it's like these homies got to be careful what they saying in their music, because they'll sit down and listen to that, bro. You be in jail. You know what I mean? I don't make music like that. You feel me? That ain't my thing. You know, I had a chance to make all that kind of music. You dig what I'm saying? But I don't make music like that because, once again, I come from that lifestyle and I got away from that lifestyle and I leave that lifestyle where it was. You feel me?
Yes.
I don't take that over here with me.
Yes.
I don't have to betray I'm tough. I don't have to betray the gang life. I don't betray none of that, man. I once was all that.
Yes.
You know? And if you don't know me, you don't even know that was me. I just like doing good things, bro. You feel me? To inspire people, whether you old or young.
Yes.
You know? That's all it's about, man. Because at the end of this journey, God ain't gonna ask you about how much money you had. He ain't gonna ask you about no Rolls Royce. He ain't gonna ask you about none of that, bro. It's gonna be all about what you did for my people to bring my people close to me.
Yes, sir.
The bottom line.
Yes, sir.
So that's what I'm on, man. You know what I mean? I don't get involved with all that internet stuff. You know what I mean? I stay away from that. You know, I'm a family man. You know, it's about my family and my closest friends. You feel me?
Yes.
Yeah, the people I've been around, we've been together over 30 years.
Yes.
So I don't let new people in my circle. You know, and once again, I don't like meeting people. It's like if I meet you, what we gonna benefit from each other?
Yes, sir.
You dig what I'm saying? Because
Yes,
I want to
sir.
help you as well as you helping me.
Yes, sir.
And as long as the paperwork right, paperwork ain't gonna lie.
Yes, sir.
But far as my inner circle, I don't let nobody in that circle, period.
Yes, sir. Keep it tight, man. I feel that. You know, and I feel like that's so important, because you dropped another jewel that's so true about the game, man. It's like, you know, we leave that stuff behind us and become something new. You know, we don't want to be what we was 5 years ago. I was having a conversation about this with my buddy the other day. He's like, look, if you're not the same person you was a year, 5 years, 10 years ago, that's a good thing. But it's like, you know, they trying to bring into the media, and it's not even just the music anymore. It seems like it's like an agenda where they trying to stereotype and make it seem like that's what you got to be accepted. And I feel like that's just crazy. And even with me, because I do music as well, just like yourself, and I was kind of beating myself about it because I was listening to this a couple tracks. I won't even say the rapper's name, but I was listening. I was like, man, I could easily talk about that. But I was like, but there ain't no life in that. Like, they talking about, you know, the pastor know we thugging, and they talking about how I don't mess with him or mess with that, and I gun him down because he said the wrong thing. And it's like, man, I'm trying to make people understand that it's life that you can be living, not death. I feel like we be messing with death for so much, and it's like we forget about these stories like Tupac and Biggie, where people didn't die for no reason off the simple fact of trying to be a thug, you know?
Yeah, that's the bottom line, man. You know, it's about education, man, period. You feel me?
Sir.
And it's about growth, you know. And if you ain't growing, you ain't living, as far as I'm concerned, you know. It's easy to stay where you're at, but I like to grow.
Yes.
And I do all things behind, you know, the scenes, you know what I mean?
Yes,
I don't,
sir.
like I said, I come and do this interview with you because you're my people, but I don't do interviews. I care less about doing interviews. You
Sir.
feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I just love doing the work, man.
Yes,
and
sir.
I can wake up every day and look in the mirror and know that I'm doing the work of helping people.
Yes, sir.
That's the bottom line with me.
Yes, sir. So what's a couple more goals that you got coming up for The Streets Don't Love You Back, or anything that nobody necessarily knows about that you haven't put out there on social media that Queen Lucinda might have not talked about yet? What's some goals that you got, or some upcoming events, or some upcoming things that you got going on?
Well, to be honest with you, nephew, man, we have succeeded all the goals,
Yes.
to be honest with you.
Hey, I like that talk, man. I like that kind of talk, man. We done succeeded all the goals. I like that, man.
Yeah, you know,
I like that.
Thank you. 13 years straight, man. We done, God done gave us more than we ever expected dealing with the organization.
Yes,
you
and
know?
that's 1-3 with a 1-3, 13. Like, that's a lot of years. Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all love, nephew. And, you know, me and her just grateful of all the things that we have accomplished. We're grateful for all the inmates and the people out here in the free world that we have helped, and the people that we continuously to help. So that right there, man, that mean the world to me right there, brother. You know what I mean? That mean more than money to me, is when people say, hey, man, I appreciate you and the Queen, man, for helping me do this, and look at me now. So I look at a lot of people that we have helped. They're doing great in their life. And they always say, man, we should take a picture. I said, we don't have to do that, man. I say, me and you know what we did. You know what I mean? So I just love rolling like that, man, you know, because you don't have to let everybody know what you got going on, and you don't have to let everybody know who you done helped. You feel me? You and God and that individual know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I guess I say this because I'm into the merchandise, man. I like clothes. So you got some new shirts coming out, man. You got some new colorways coming out, man. Some tie-dye joints or something that I can see about, man. You can send me one or something.
Well, you already know we'll shoot something to you, nephew. You know we had the Streets.
And he has
Back
before. I
clothes line
actually have a hoodie, the Streets Don't Love You Back hoodie, and some shirts. And wait, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, because I know you was in the middle of saying something, but I even forgot to say, this man even invited me to a table. What was it? The circle talk?
Oh, with my friend, the Sheriff Lamb.
Yes, with so many important people in the room. And the reason why this was so important is because this was during the time of George Floyd?
Yeah, at that time.
Yeah, it was during that time where we was trying to come together and figure out actual benefits and things that we can achieve. Well, actually not necessarily achieve, but fix. Because it was a whole lot of rioting going on. It was a whole lot of negativity going on. And, you know, this man right here was involved with something special to where they actually came together to come up with ideas that we could formulate to fix these things. Because at the end of the day, and I'm going to let you finish saying what you were saying about the merchandise.
So good.
But at the end of the day, you know, I'm not knocking riding or anything like that if you got a true purpose. But I feel like we are truly in a time where we have power. And we need to take advantage of that power, like this guy right here, man. Arranging and being involved with things where you can sit around with people who are ready to listen, who are in your community, and start there and start building like that. So then you can be on the same page with the person in your county. The county can be on the same page with the city. The city can get on the same page with the state, and it can go somewhere. But I just had to shout that out because I almost forgot about that, and that was really something, man.
Hey, I appreciate
and
it,
I wore
man.
a Streets Don't Lay You Back shirt.
Yeah, I appreciate that, nephew. You know, yeah, like I say, man, you know, me and my queen, we know so many powerful people across the country. And once again, you know, we're not taking pictures and putting up nowhere, you know. We can call them and they can call us, you know. And I love moving like that doing business, man. You know what I mean? Without people even knowing, you know, I'm doing business. You feel me?
Yes,
so that'll always be like that, you know. I'll never take pictures with a lot of powerful people that I know.
Yes,
you
sir.
know, we can just hit each other on the cell and they'll let me know what need to be done and I'll let them know what need to be done. And that's the way I love doing good business.
Yes, sir. But yeah, just going real quick back to the merchandise though, man. I like the shoes too, man. I really do, man. I'm feeling them shoes. We gonna have to do an exclusive video on them shoes or something, man.
Appreciate it, nephew. We gonna make sure we get you something, man. You know, and once again, I'm honored to be on your show, man. And you know, you got an exclusive interview with me, which I don't give them out no more.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I truly appreciate you being here, man.
Thank you.
Really, man. What you doing? It's a great thing. It's powerful. And it's going to always be around forever for people to learn from.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So this is another episode of God Bless My Dream. This is me.
And I want to give a big shout out to all the homeboys and homegirls behind the walls that rock with us and that teach our Streets Love You Back life skill intervention program to the young inmates and old inmates. And big shout out to the Lifers Association that we work with. And once again, man, God has been good, and we're going to continue doing the work. Peace.
Sir.